What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about work. And oh my god, it's been interesting. I recently started working in retail and I've just been greeted with the dumbest shit imaginable. So, here's a couple stories from that. So yesterday, I was sitting there with my manager. We were talking, and a lady brings in some brake pads. And now I work at AutoZone. And AutoZone only sells Duralast brake pads. And she brings in CarQuest brake pads, which are sold by Advanced Auto Parts. And she asks, "Can I return these?" And I was like, we just both look at each other and we just say to her, "We don't sell those. We don't sell that brand." He's like, "But I can just return them here, can I?" And we're just like, "No, you can't." And I look at the receipt and it says Advanced Auto Parts. We're like, "Ma'am, this is AutoZone, not Advanced Auto Parts. You can't return these here." And then she leaves. She gets kind of pissed off, because she can't return them. Which I don't understand why she was getting so pissed off to begin with. It was stupid for her to bring in brake pads from a different fucking company. And I don't know what she expected, to be honest with you. Like, did she just expect us to give her money for brake pads she never bought in our store? I don't understand. She didn't really seem the brightest when she first came in there to begin with, so I guess I can understand. But that's just one of the many things that has gone on in my store ever since I started working. Oh, and another story. So, this guy comes in and buys some power steering fluid, and his English wasn't too great, and so there was a language barrier between us. Me, my manager, and him. And he asks my manager, "Do you know where to pour this? Where I put this in?" He said it was like a Nissan Altima or something, and my manager's like, "I don't know, I can go look it up for you." And he goes in, he looks up a YouTube video on how to do it, and he comes back out and they're pouring it in somewhere. And we didn't know where they were pouring it in. And until later, we found out he poured it in the fucking transmission. He poured power steering fluid into his transmission. And then he comes back in later, about like 8:30, and we close at 9. And we have another customer in there who's commercial, which commercial is usually someone who owns their own mechanic shop. And he was freaking out because the dude was like, "Yeah, you gotta get that shit out of there. That's gonna fuck your engine up, or fuck your transmission up." And he starts panicking and shit and freaking the fuck out. And he'd been driving on it all day, so it was probably pretty fucked up, to be honest with you. And so he buys another bottle of transmission fluid and buys the wrong kind. He buys stop leak, which that's not what his car needed. His car needed just regular power steering fluid. So he buys the wrong thing and has to return it instantly. And then finally gets the right thing after my coworker buddy, he tells him, he goes and finds it for him, and he tells him, "Man, get the fuck out of my store. Get your goofy ass out my store." And then if he leaves, and as soon as he fucking leaves, we lock the doors, and we start fucking dying laughing. Like, cause that was the stupidest shit we've ever seen. I don't understand. It was so stupid. I guess it's just, I don't understand how you fuck up that bad. It was just one thing after the other. But I don't know. I guess I just don't understand stupidity. One more story before I end it off. A customer called me a dick. So I'd been helping him out. I walked all around the store trying to find him what he needed. And I finally found it. And it had been like 10 minutes. I'm like, "Yeah, here's what you need. Here you go." And he's like, "Oh, thank you. You're a real nice guy." I was like, "Well, I try to be." And then he drags some lights, some like, kind of like a light bar. He drags that out of the back and then puts it on the counter. He's like, "You know what size these are?" And I'm pretty sure this dude was like a fucking tweaker, like a meth head or crack head or whatever. And I was sick of this shit. So I was just kind of done. I was like, "Everything you need to know is right there on the package." He just looks at me, just in the most surprised way possible. Like I had just shot his fucking dog right in front of him. He's like, "Man, if you're gonna be a dick, just start off that way. Don't shoot me in the foot later." And my manager, he looks over, he's just laughing his fucking ass off. I'm just like, hey man, I didn't think it sounded that bad. He's like, I hope you, and then I check him out, he's like, I hope you get in better spirits before you get home. And I was, it was so fucking stupid. Like, I didn't think it sounded that bad, but I guess when you're working with retail, or working in retail, things that I would consider not that bad would be considered dickish. Because I spend a lot of my time talking with my friends online and just shit talking with my boys. And even at work, I shit talk with my manager all the time. So, what I would consider to be dickish is way different than what the average person would. I don't care. I think shit like that's funny. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, oh yeah, you're right. Because it was printed on the back to begin with. Like the size of the lights. It literally said 4x3x1. And you're gonna ask me if I know what size they are? Motherfucker, I'm gonna tell you. It's on the fucking package. I don't get it. But I think that's gonna do it for this video. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment down below what you'd like to see next. Subscribe if you want to stay updated on my channel. And we should be back sometime this week with another video. Probably not a story time, but something similar. Maybe a stream highlights. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
And yep.
Oh, here he comes. He's pissed.